Hi everyone, my name is Janne Koponen. I work as a customer service architect at Broadcom's AOps and monitoring. And today I'm going to show you something new about the application experience analytics, the front end monitoring parts of the APM 11 solution, and particularly about the iOS instrumentation. So there is a new feature there which allows any developers to use CocoaPods to download the SDK straight into the Xcode project. So to get here, first of all, I'm in the application experience analytics and I hover on the link on the left side there, scroll down a little bit and click on the manage apps link. And these are the app profiles that we use for collecting metrics and information from different applications, so web apps and mobile apps. I click on the email provisioning, which is something that I use for looking at my particular web servers. So on this tab here, I have the iOS option. And when clicking that, I get these instructions. So there's two ways of instrumenting your Xcode projects, Swift or Objective-C. So you can do it manually by downloading the SDK, or you can use the new CocoaPods install. So the step-by-step instructions are here. I'm just going to quickly show you what's needed. It's fairly simple. You'll always get the latest version of the SDK this way. So all you got to do, and you probably know this already, is to first of all, install CocoaPods, and then go and do a couple of pod install is there, and then open a pod file in your project folder. All right. So once you've got that, all you've got to add there in the target is the pod CA mobile app analytics. Close that, and either run pod update or pod install. So I'll do pod update. And there we go. CocoaPods is pulling down the required libraries from our repository, and the installation is pretty much done. It's that easy. So I'll just show you, there's a little bit more information on this particular CocoaPods website there. So the same thing is really basically listed there with the requirements. There's also all sorts of documentation there. And here the same thing that I just showed you. And you can also use the pod install option to get the SDK down to your project. And the same thing for Objective-C. I was just using the Swift application there. Of course, then in your actual code, you have to initialize the SDK with particular options. So that's done in the Xcode project itself. And also the SDK allows you to use the extended APIs for iOS. So just before I show you what happens after that's all done, just mention that we have also a lot of other documentation on our TechDocs site. So techdocs.broadcom.com, and as an example here, if there's any trouble with your iOS installation or instrumentation with the latest SDK, you'll find some help and steps here. Also, to mention Android, others, and API integrations, etc. So I'll just quickly go to my Xcode project to show you what's happened there. And in the project, there's also one additional thing. Two really. This is Swift, in particular Swift. You need a bridging header file, and you need the plist, which you can download from the app profile. So I'll show you that briefly as well, where that came down from. So we're going back to the manual install option, and there you have the plist file under this link. You can simply download it from there and drop it into your supporting files folder. And now the SDK will know where to send the data that it collects from the actual project. Okay, just to show that it all works, I'll just, build fail. What's happening there? Let's have a quick look. Library not found. Okay, let's get rid of that. 1 second. That's a good. I'll just remove that and we'll run again. Okay, this time build succeeded. So we have the simulator coming up there. It'll probably take a couple of seconds for that interface to pop up. Okay, there we go. So this is my very simple text change iOS Swift application that I'm running here. And the reason for me showing you guys this is that I want to show you what happens in the console, because this is an excellent troubleshooting way as well. So there we see the console is lighting up in the Xcode project. What you see there is screenshots going up. So these are actually being sent to the collector, because the REST post from the SDK to the Application Experience Analytics collector occurs with three things. So once you start the app, and there's already some metrics and events being stored on the SDK SQLite database on the device. So once you open up the app, it will make a REST post to the AXO collector. Or once you minimize and maximize the app, so you basically do this and you open up again, then another transmission will be made. Or in the app profile, you can also define after how many events the post will occur. It's by default 1000 events. So I'll just once more click here quickly, go back, I'll minimize, maximize, and we can see that transmission is occurring. And if you're debugging something here, keep an eye on these CAMAA lines. These are the outputs, debug output lines are generated by the iOS SDK. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully this new feature is something that you'll find easier than what we did before. I'll talk to you later.